Gen 4 Singles was like a completely different game, and I'm probably going to make like a, not like a Gen 4 Singles guide, but I'm going to be probably playing some Gen 4 Singles to get people like hyped up for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And so if people want to know what like the game used to be like, this is a perfect example. The coolest thing about this here is that, what is it? There's no team preview. You can't see your opponent's team. And so this is a perfect example of like what separates the good players from like the average players. Playing without a team preview, anyone can just play the game the way they want. But you have to have dedicated leads. And then from there, the good players are the ones that can scout and correctly reveal info from the opponent's team without revealing info themselves. And use the ideas of like the teams, the Pokemon then in like their teams to their advantage. So let's just start it off. We're going to break this down a little bit, right? Let's just break this down a little bit. So my lead, normally you would see people lead with Rock Setters. Normally you would see people lead with Rock Setters. And we're not leading with Rock Setter. This is a Light Clay Roost Light Screen Scizor. Really, really anti-meta. Our whole team's anti-meta. Our whole team looks like it's super like standardish, but it's very different. So they go for that, and we just U-turn out. And the reason why we're using a U-turn Scizor is because like we just want to break Sash. That's totally a Sash Machamp. Just telling you guys right now, it's totally Sash Machamp. We'll be able to show why in a little bit. But anyways, yeah, and full speed Machamp would still outspeed a Cresselia, so that's why you can kind of tell it's sashed. But we do end up getting the KO right through that Confuse. Great. So we've won the lead options. Which is really good. I think that's really, really good. So we just go into this. So the Jolteon here. So Jolteon's a little bit weird pick. Jolteon was good in Gen 4. It was OU in Gen 4. And Jolteon was 130 base speed, so it outsped a lot of things. And it was weird to see the Jolteon here. And so right now, I'm saying like, okay, if it's Jolteon, that means it's toxic. That's like the only thing that it could potentially be in this situation. So remember, we haven't seen all this stuff Thunder Wave, and that's also fine. I'd rather get Thunder Wave than Toxic, if I'm being honest. I Toxic them back, because Jolteon wouldn't carry sub in that gen. So we switch out to our Electivire. I really thought that turn that they were going to go for like a Thunderbolt just to do damage, because I was like, all right, they 11 champ, Jolteon, they have 1347, which is pretty high rating for Gen 4 OU. It is pretty high, actually. And I thought they were just going to go for a Thunderbolt. I thought they were on like autopilot, but no, they read me switching out or just went for the Shadow Ball to correctly deal with Cresselia, their Orb Jolteon. So that sucks. Electivire takes a lot of damage. We go into Blissey to block a second Shadow Ball. And so we're in a good spot. Blissey's a great mon here. We're going to be able to like weave in rocks. They go for the Thunder Wave. Remember, Blissey has natural cure, so it's fine. So we get a free Stealth Rocks up here. So absolutely free rocks. They're going to go out to their Scizor, and Scizor is a big bully versus Blissey, and we're paralyzed. And I'm like, this sucks. And so I have to switch. I have to switch out to Gyarados. So Gyarados, this is a really, really cool Gyarados set. It is a bulky wall Gyarados with Rest and Sleep Talk. And so you go Rest, Sleep Talk, Dragon Dance, Waterfall. So you can like sweep teams with just this Gyarados. And usually the way Gyarados is built, they obviously Sword Dance on my Switch as well. We're going to force them out here. They switch out back to the Jolteon. I think that was a little bit of a weird switch, but basically the reason they switched back to the Jolteon was because if I Dragon Danced there and I was Adamant, Timid Jolteon would still outspeed Adamant Gyarados. You had to be Jolly Gyarados to outspeed Jolteon by about 3 points. So, yeah, it's a Rest, Sleep, Talk, Leftovers set. Super, super bulky. And if my team, you're looking at it, I have, like, Crest, Bliss, Screen, Scizor. If I lose this Gyarados, I have no way to, like, win the game. I have, like, no power. So, not lose, like, so, and also we're Intimidated, so this is a big, bad situation to be in. We have to switch back out to Blissey. We're going to try and go for a Thunder Wave here, and they Dragon Dance on the Switch, which is the right play. So they sub here, and I'm like, fuck, like, oh my gosh, like, that, like, we're probably gonna lose here, right? Look at this, never lucky, big damage. At least we, be able to break the sub here. And at this point, we just want to keep Seismic Tossing. We're like, screw Blissey, Blissey's useless, just keep Seismic Tossing and correctly fodder them on. So in this situation, we're gonna send Argados out, get an Intimidate back up. They still have the speed boost, right? And I'm really surprised they went for the Dragon Dancer. I thought they were going to try and sub again or something, or just go for a Stone Edge, and that's why I wanted to go with this. So the fact that they're Dragon Dancing me back, I wanted to regain speed control so I could then flinch them. But you can see, like, we're still doing a lot of damage. We're both leftover sets. We're both relatively bulky. And then we get them really, really low, right? Really, really low, which is looking okay for me. That's within range for, like, Scizor to come in. And then they flinch me with the Waterfall, which is great. This guy's playing very, very well. This whole game has been played very well. And note that I'm the one that's revealed a lot more of my Mons than them. I still don't know their last two Mons. So I switch in Blastoise here. I kind of have to. I know they're at 24, so they shouldn't be able to sub just yet. They go for an Earthquake, so they show their last move on the Gyarados. We go for Surf, doesn't get the KO, but the next one will KO probably. So we switch into Gyarados. Watch this. So we switch into Gyarados. Even though the Surf would have KO'd, I need my Blastoise to be healthy. I need Blastoise to be healthy. So I know I can weave in and Intimidate here, so then if they do KO the Gyarados this turn, Gyarados is relatively useless at this point because they have Scizor and 2 other Mons. We potentially just fodder the Gyarados there. And then now we can bring out something that, you know, Cresselia, for example, and just one-shot with Psychic. And since they got Intimidated, they shouldn't be able to, like, actually grind us out. So they get another sub up, we break it, and then this is where the most unluckiest thing ever happens. The paras, the flinches, and, you know, shout out to this guy. He's playing this game, like, actually perfectly. You know, he's the one that set the paras on the crest, like, knew this would happen later, and good for us. We get one Psychic, and we are able to take out the Gyarados, freaking raid boss down. But I am big behind. They sent out a Heatran here, and we still don't know the last Mon. We still do not know the last Mon. Now, this is going to be a cool couple turns. This is the best possible thing you've ever seen anyone do in the history of Pokemon. Get ready for the best turn you've ever seen in your life. So, we switch into Blastoise to block a fire attack, right? Switch into Blastoise to block a fire attack. I'll slow it down so we can see it, right? We block that fire attack. It's Flamethrower. Because we have leftovers, we won't die here. So, we took that turn to switch in the Blastoise. Yo, Ricky, dropping the big sub. Thank you. Yo, the big tier 1. Hopefully you're enjoying this little Gen 4 breakdown. I switched into this, right? Now, I don't know anything about that Heatran set, other than at the end of the tournament, I know it doesn't have leftovers, which is a big tell that it could be something else. And that it's not Specs because it didn't deal enough damage. That means the only actual item it can have in Gen 4 on this set, because there's no air balloon on it, it wouldn't be Shuka. It has to be Scarfed, guys. There's no Life Orb, there's no lefties. Selfless wasn't an item yet, so it has to be Scarfed. Just throwing that out there, you'll be able to analyze that just by this turn. But no, I switched out for Blastoise, which means I now have the pin on his Heatran, because he can't use Flamethrower again, and I'm able to scout. I'm able to see that there's no leftovers. I get leftovers, he doesn't. I'm able to see that he has a Scarf. My good player analysis allows me to know that that's a Scarf Heatran. So, because that's a Scarf Heatran, he does not want to eat a Surf. He's going to switch. Now, he's not going to switch into this Scizor, because Scizor is not a good matchup for Blastoise. Like, Blastoise beats Scizor. So, as someone right now who is behind, I don't even know his last Mon, this Scarf Heatran beats my Scizor, it beats my Electivire, it'll beat my Cresselia, it'll freaking beat my Blastoise if he switches out and brings in a better move, right? I have to hope that this mystery Pokemon that we can't even see right here is a bulky water type, being something like a Blastoise or like a Melodic or something else. So I have to hope that he switches out this Heatran for this bulky water type, so I can switch in my Electivire to pin that thing, to kill it for free, and then make him lock himself into a bad move on the Heatran, one that can kill the Electivire but not kill the Blastoise. And if he wants to send out Scizor to fight that, cool, then I'll just switch back in my Blastoise and be fine, right? So, I switch, he switches because he's Scarfed, switches in the bulky water type! We read him switching in the bulky water type, we switch in our Electivire, look at this pin, look at it. The best play you've ever seen in a blind team preview, the conditioning from this man, they have to fodder it. They have to fodder it. There's no other thing they could do. They send out the Heatran, but then they have to lock themselves into a potentially wrong move. They decide to lock themselves in the Flamethrower, we can just send the Blastoise right back out, because if you needed to lock yourself into like Earth Power or like Overheat or something, right? So we know they're going to switch. They switch in the Scizor. We already said that's a bad matchup. We come in hot with the Surf, even though we get the crit, that we take those, but it would have been a 2-shot, right? It would have been a 2-shot anyways. So we do take those. They have to send back out the Heatran. They have to send out the Heatran. We're getting lefty sticks this whole time. They finally go for there where he misses. It wouldn't have KO'd anyways. Blastoise comes in with the Surf, and at that point, you're in range for Scizor, right? Actually, would this have KO'd? I don't think Overheat KOs. Show me the Overheat KO. You would have KO'd. It crit. But even if you got the KO there, you wouldn't have been able to KO the Cresselia. So we do be taking those. And then we just win. The best game of Pokemon you ever did see. The best game of Pokemon you ever did see. And, yeah, he crit the Overheat. Otherwise, he wouldn't have KO'd the Blastoise at all. But, yeah. So, I played that game of OU yesterday. And then I felt myself so hard. I just kept playing. And I'm currently on an 11-0 win streak in OU. And my team's fucking good. Like, I made this team for tournaments, like, how many years ago was this? I mean, it's Gen 4. You know, I made this in, like, Diamond Pearl Platinum. But, like, I played through, you know, dozens and dozens of, like, live LAN tournaments with this team to perfect it. And, like, Scizors, for example, are not supposed to carry U-Turn, Bullet Punch, Roost, Light Screen. That's weird. Yeah, and I've won so many tournaments with this team. I think this might be the best team I've ever made, actually. So it just feels really good. It feels really nostalgic. And you know, this guy played really well. Like, this was what a crate. Like, look at this. So we send out the Blastoise with that. We soak a Flamethrower. We hard switched in here, so we double swapped. We conditioned this Vaporeon coming in. It's oh, my brain is just so big. Like, I don't know if any of you guys watch Haikyuu, the volleyball anime with like the whoa, like I was like fucking feeling it, man, when I got that off. Oh, it just felt so good. And then all the other games that I played the rest of the day, like, I was schmooving too much on these guys. I was schmooving too much. Yeah, let's see. I'll open up another one. Obviously, the Scizor versus Azelf. Azelf checks Scizor, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Oh, by the way, we gotta lower that down. So Azelf is a big check to Scizor. And that's one of the reasons why I actually like Scizor. The fact that Scizor has only one weakness, being the big fire attacks, I know that if you have a fire attack, you're gonna go for it, right? So we switch in the Blissey, block the Fire Blast, obviously. And then you see Orb, so it's no Sash, right? So that tells me they might not have Explosion, but they do have Explosion. Normally, you wouldn't see Explosion on a Life Orb set, because Explosion in Gen 4 was coded differently to where it cut the defense of whatever mon it hit. So basically, any Pokemon could have Explosion, and it would always be a one-hit KO. Just going to chat room, see if anyone wanted to battle. Made more of a community-based experience back in the day. Yep, I used to do that. I was undefeated, not really, but I won most of my games in Showdown chat rooms. But yeah, Explosion happens. Another Jolteon. We see Scizor right here. We see a hard cast Rain Dance. So this is going to tell us they have like Kingdra and stuff like that. We come in with the Blastoise here. We're trying to soak damage and make them bait out the Electivire. So we send out that Blastoise just to bait the Thunder. We didn't want to send out Gyarados because we don't want to even show them we have Gyarados. They switch out Qwilfish. We take those KOs on Qwilfish. Qwilfish was actually usable back then. There's the Kingdra. This is a problem, right? Gyarados comes in. We don't know if it's physical or special Kingdra, right? We see special, which is not great. I wanted it to be physical so I could correctly wall it out. But D-Pulse is a lot of damage here. I think we go for the rest here. No, we go for the Dragon Dance, which is an incorrect play. It's an incorrect play on my part. We have to switch. I should have went for a rest right there. We soak a Dragon Pulse. We're just trying to wait at the rain, and we don't actually... We also... Look at the damage we went with the Life Orb. This Kingdra's doing all its damage to itself. And I think we just switch in, block the Surf, don't die. It's pretty sick, right? It's pretty sick. Look at this. And then we're switch out again, get those lefties turns. Cresselia, finally our special wall makes it. Well, finally our wall makes an appearance. And at this point, no more rain. We take those all the way to the bank, and they just scoop. The Kingdra took over half. At that point, we can just Psychic win the game. Let's watch another one. Let's watch another one. Azelf again. Super standard to see Azelf. One of the best leads in the game. Hard switch to Blissey. It's all flowcharts, man. See, like, these people, they play on autopilot so much. You can just condition them. Stealth Rock. See, and now here's where the explosion would normally happen. So they go for the taunt, and we're going for the Thunder Wave just in case. But, like, normally explosion would have already happened. They go for it to turn late, which is kind of weird to see the taunt first. If they were going to explode, I'm pretty sure they just would have. But anyways, we send a Blastoise because we're going to be able to get rid of these rocks. Rapid Spin away. It's super cool to see Blastoise, which is not even an OU Pokemon, be an absolute beast in OU in the OG days. Like, I love it. I love Blastoise, man. Dynamic Punch soaks some damage. Just get rid of the sub. At this point, I don't know if... I think I switched to Cress. Yeah, good play for me. They can resub again if they want, but it's probably like a Focus Punch set with the sub there. So we get the Confuse, and at this point, I'm totally fine staying in. If they have T-Tar... Actually, no, I don't stay in. Look at me. Scouting. Scissor's a great mon here, too. Bullet Punch does a lot. If they want a Dynamic Punch, they can. And we get crit there. That wouldn't have KO'd, by the way. That wouldn't have KO'd. What's cool about my team is a lot of our mons have recovery moves. Cresselia, Gyarados, Scizor, Blissey, all of them have recovery options. And so they can play the long game. So T-Tar vs. Cress historically is not a great matchup. But Pursuit doesn't do anything. Look at this cool play here. We Toxic here. I actually want to talk about how cool this play is. So they go for the Pursuit thinking we're going to switch. We're not going to switch. People always say, like, I want Pursuit back, I want Pursuit. Pursuit didn't really change the game. And, like, you can see right there, he should have just crunched me. Crunch would have done more damage. It would have done better damage against things that switch. Pursuit's good when things are low. If you're at full, there's no reason to pursue anything. So, I get my Toxic up, and I'm thinking, I want to get some Toxic ticks. He switched thinking we would switch. I'm not switching. Oh, I did switch. Fuck, I did. Yo, we'll get the switch after that. I forgot that I did. I'm getting another game mixed up. But it's fine. Yeah, we switched in front of the Pursuit guy, and we switched in and got the value Intimidate, which is really, really nice. And we eat a Stone Edge, which is never lucky. But you can see right here, rest. The rest for days. And the rest is history. But yeah, we just, if you could not hit us with Stone Edges, that'd be great. They have to switch out, because, like, they know they're on borrowed time. And the Sleep Talk Waterfall, big damage. Jirachi taking massive deeps. You'll love to see that. Thunderbolt. That's weird. Shouldn't have happened like that. So Goose and Gyarados is a big offensive core. Just gonna go for the Calm Mind, and they're using a Jolly Jirachi, or like they're using a Timid Jirachi. But anyways, we can check their Gyarados. So again, we don't know if it's a Scarf T-Tran. It's not. Well, now we take those. You see the value here? So this is how my team works. Once they lose like 1 or 2 of their mons that are really good, and they get pinned, like Electivire can just clean up. Electivire or Gyarados comes in, cleans up hard. Electivire with the coverage. Stone Edge and Scarf T-Tar. It's the only way that outspeeds. So since we know it's Scarf T-Tar, we're just send out Crest and just Moonlight him. Moonlight for days. Nice Scarf you got there. Anyone still have that Draco Mirror Jirachi? I do. I showed it off on stream yesterday. And I'm just a Stone Edge magnet. Look at all these Stone Edges, though. Look at them. They're big. Yep, Weather's infinite in this game. Yep. So Moonlight's not great, but, like, they're getting Toxic stalled, you know? That's the last turn. And they finally miss one. We take those. Alright, and then we win. Easy peasy. So this one, they lead Abomasnow versus Scizor. It's a good lead for us. Good lead for us. Hard switching the Scizor. Oh, man, I remember this game. This game was fucking nuts. So switch in. We're doing okay here, but we don't know anything about Slowbro. This is the true Weather War, and I'm not playing Weather. Like, my team is pretty okay. So we just decided just to go for boosts. You know, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do against us with a Slowbro, right? I decided to double Dragon Dance because I'm like, what is it really going to do? It goes for a Slack Off. That's fine. So we have 2 Dragon Dances. I'm feeling like I'm in a good spot because he doesn't know I have Rest. He does not know. 3rd Dragon Dance. I'm being big greedy. And then he makes a comment. I'm like, fuck. You know, I'm like, I didn't know he had Calm Mind, right? So at this point, I just start pulling the trigger, right? It's a good amount of damage, even to a Slowbro. He goes for a 2nd one, and I'm like, fuck. You know? It's a lot of damage. I need to get flinches, and, like, we don't even know if we can, you know? But we gotta go for the damage. And the big Blizzard. So we could try and rest here, but then if we rest in these slack-offs, we're sad. So at this point, we are trying to get a crit, trying to get a flinch. He goes for the slack-off. At this point, like, again, we are taking more damage. Well, not really. We both have leftovers, right? But we know that that's a losable matchup for me. So let him get the slack-off. Just reset out with Scizor. Try and round something like... So at this point, he's in a freaking amazing spot. Great job, him. We set up a light screen with our boy Scizor. Light screen Scizor coming in freaking hot right now. Big U-turn. Go to the Crest. You're not the only one with a light screen, or with a Calm Minds, my guy. And we miss a Toxic. That Toxic, by the way, would have, like, won us the game. Bro, that would have won us the game. Because, like, now he's not going to let it get Toxic, you know? Now he's too good. What's a Clefable? Clefable is like Magic Guard. Never, ever lucky. But yeah, Light Screen Scizor. The tech that I perfected over years and years of competitive tournament play. It's good. It's really, really good. When they lead like as a passive leader, they're playing just a little bit. You missed the turn, but there'll be another one next week. At this point, we had a good pin. We go for the U-turn. We got this guy pinned right now. Big T-punch. Finally, Ray Boss down. We take those. Electivire. Big sweeper. Big Raikou. Something like, what does this even do? E-Speed is not it. So like I knew for a fact Raikou. I know all the moves that thing can learn. I knew it has no chance against Electivire. That's one thing I wouldn't have sent out. Probably would have sent it to Abomasnow. I would have switched if he did. There's the Weavile. We don't want to deal with that. So Scizor switches on in here. And if they take Life Orb damage, they're within range for Bullet Punch. Thank you. Thank you. Come again. Now remember, Clefable's still a normal type back then. So I can U-turn it. And Tentacruel is a little bit of a weird play. So Tentacruel being faster than my Scizor, not weird, but like I stayed in and tried to U-turn to break sub. I didn't want it to sub. So we're gonna go for the Thunder Wave on there. We miss. We know that it's fast. I'm thinking it might be choiced. But yeah, this is a not great matchup for us. I'm just gonna lie. It's not great. We want to set up the rocks to be able to deal with the Abomasnow so they can't switch. This game still has a lot of turns left, guys. Still has a lot of turns left. Just going for damage. Remember, they don't take damage from the weather or anything like that. The Toxic, because of the Magic Guard ability on the Clefable. Switching to the Gyarados here. There you go for the Encore. I read that Encore, by the way. I just want to say I read that Encore because I'm so freaking good. And just goes for the Waterfall. I don't even want to go for the rest. I just need to stick damage because, like, if they go for the Thunder Wave, which is super common there, I can rest now, you know? Let's see. What are you saying? Move tutors from something? Are we thinking the move tutors from Platinum being the remix? Maybe. So yeah, we got our free rest off. The big rest. And they sub. And I'm like, bro, this is bad. This is bad. But it's okay. We got shots. Go to the crest. Eat the leech seed. It's not looking good for our hero. Like, this guy has the set, you know. We break that. Soak a blizzard. Don't get frozen. And yeah, at that point they switch in like a Fable, and I just keep psychicking. I'm like, I'm gonna click this button until you can't sub anymore. That's exactly what I was doing. I was like, no more subs, because I was just gonna end it. Like, people don't really understand about singles is like, you can go into situations where just keeping your opponent honest and saying, I'm not letting you set up subs, I'm not letting you set up any speed boosts or anything weird. I will fodder this Pokemon. See, he keeps switching around. I'm not switching. Like, I don't care how much health you get back from Leech Seed. You can't sub here. You can pass your wishes, do all those things, but you're not going to have a sub. And if you don't have a sub, I can come in with something that's good, right? And I'm doing good damage with the Clefable, like, so it's good. Look at this. Like, I could care less. All these switches they're doing, they're trying to grind me out, and I'm like, don't even care, bro. Don't even care. And now we just sent out Evire. Evire, crap him with the cross chop, yo. Coming in hot. Biggest cross chop you ever seen in your life. Right, and we don't know if the Tentacle's Scarf, but Tentacle's 100 base speed, so it does outspeed there. But at this point, we have some good mons. Now, we have some pretty decent mons here. We had a big Blastoise finally revealed the boy. Watch this, here we go. Hidden Tech, Sludge Bomb, Mirror Coat. Where you looking, Tentacruel? Where you looking, Tentacruel? I ain't never even heard of Tentacruel. Get yeeted, deleted, repeated. Mirror Coat Blastoise, popping it off. I have counter too. Rapid Spin Surf, counter Mirror Coat. That's the set. That's the Ultimo, like, sweeper denier. Just counter Mirror Coat. Win a game. That's the set. That's right. That's the play. And like I said, this may seem like kind of standard or like weird now, but like, this slot was like a Starmie. It started out as a Starmie for years, and then it moved around to a couple different other water types. It was, at some points, it was Lucario, and so it's like, this set is like perfect. I would not change a single thing about this team. This team, it has the EVs exactly where I want them. Every single move. I can't really think of like a better made Gen 4 team. It took me that long to make it. Double Water seems really coming. Yeah, Double Water Electivire. It's good. Like, this is what the good players used. You know what I mean? And if you ever, like, Thunderbolted and you gave my Electivire a speed boost, I would just roll you over. Like, Life Orb, Evire, we're Adamant too. I just roll the meta over. Bend it over. There's no Landorus, right? There's no Landorus. There's nothing. It's just a good format. The worst case scenario, you see Skarmory's. Why you think about Evire? You know? It's just a good format. Good format. And I like everything about this team. Let's go to another. I don't remember what this guy's team is, though. Probably an Azelf or a Machamp lead. A lot of Machamps on ladder that day. Big Dynamic Punch, like I said, that doesn't KO unless they get the crit. So to confuse you, always want to go for this U-turn to break their sash. Right into the crest. See, it's perfect counter. You can pay back all you want, but you're a little bit faster than me, so we take those. We do be taking those. That's what you get for using a full speed Jolly Sash Machamp. T-Tar. So we talked about this. I talked about this earlier. This guy goes smart for the crunch. We just go for the Toxic. So in this situation, instead of getting pursued, like, bro, I don't care if you want to pursue. I think we just Moonlight, right? We Moonlight in his face. Like, that's the sick play. He could have pursued it. He could have just crunched. He could have just killed it. But I'm like, I'm just going to Moonlight. I didn't want to switch. I'm not going to switch and give you, like, a free pursuit KO either. Like, look at this. And now we switch. Now who's intimidated? Look at the pin. I got a free Toxic. I scouted one of your Mons, and I got Health of Microcelia. Look how much of an outplay that is. That is an absolutely massive outplay. Also, I want to talk about this. Let's go back a turn. We were getting ahead of ourselves. They switch in T-Tar. We switch out Gyarados, right? So we read them switching out there. So we can intimidate the T-Tar. That means right now, this is what everything about my name is. That's a +1. This is a +1, right? This is where we have advantage, and we're forcing them to do. They have to switch, which gives us free turns, +1 free turns. I could Dragon Dance on this turn, or I could push my advantage by doing damage. Now, Waterfall would probably KO that T-Tar, and if I KO the T-Tar, I probably went with Crest. But remember how I talked about you need Jolly full speed Gyarados to outspeed things like Jolteon with a Dragon Dance, and we're not Jolly full speed. So I know if they have anything that's above like base 120 speed, if I Dragon Dance, I'm not faster than them. So because I know that, and I know that other people know that, I'm not going to Dragon Dance here. And he reads me Dragon Dancing with a bulky Gyarados. He reads that. That's why he switched this in. Because Zapdos would still be able to like outspeed and, you know, be able to pin a bulky Gyarados if I Dragon Danced. and I didn't Dragon Dance. I stuck damage, and that's a big amount of damage because that puts that guy within range for Electivire to finish off with an Ice Punch, which is really good. So you can see when I switch in the Electivire, Thunderbolt, even if you're Scarfed or something, we're going to see if you're Scarfed by if you're switching or anything because we haven't seen lefties yet. Always have to be scouting to see if those lefties there. We go for the Ice Punch, it's fine, but now T-Tar's within range, right? So we're just in an absolutely amazing spot. You can switch to Fortress. Fortress is a really, really good mon here. Fortress is a great mon. It's going to slow me down a lot. But you see, like, all the free turns that I had, we've been able to scout 3 or 4 mons now, and we've got damage on all of them. So it's really, really good. So we're just going to go for rocks. If they want to explode, they can. But if they explode, we basically win. We don't want to take a ton of damage on our Blastoise when we switch it in, because right now he's doing the right play going for all these hazards, because he hasn't seen our phaser yet. So we bring this guy in. We also haven't seen if they have a ghost type, because they could switch in on a ghost type to block my whatever move is this turn. Breloom. And this is like, oh fuck, this game with this Breloom. Oh my gosh. Look how good of a position this guy's in. Breloom pins Blastoise so freaking hard. This is Toxic Poison Heal sub Breloom. Look at how much of a pin they have on us. We switch in the Gyarados knowing the Spore's coming because we're Sleep Talk. And let's just try to get our way out of this. So we Sleep Talk Dragon Dance and he pops a free sub. Free sub. Alright, and then we Sleep Talk again. Another Dragon Dance. Yo, we're angry right now. Leech Seed. He misses the Leech Seed, PogChamp. And now we woke up and chosen Violence. Right, I think we wake up here. Woke up, chose Violence. Let's go. Waterfall. Break that Sash. Leech Seed's good for him. And at this point, it basically just like counteracts our lefties for the most part. But the Poison, like, we have a lot here. Switch in their Gyarados, get me a -1. But they still have a Leech Seed on us. So, like, they're still in a really, really good spot. Look how much health they get this turn. They take health from us, and they get this much health. This is still a really, really good situation for them to be in. Yeah, and we have to stay in. Right? We have to just try and push advantage. They make the right play by Dragon Dance in there, but I think this is I think we still are making the right play by staying in, because at least we're putting them within range for, like, Scizor to KO if we end them with, like, 10 to 15% left. Like, right around there. So, and they miss a Stone Edge, so we take those all the way to the bank. And now we can KO. And so, we played to our outs here. And we conditioned that Breloom to do what we wanted. And we don't have to take a Leech Seed when their mons are gone. So, Fortress is the right play here. I think they exploded. Do they? Do they gyro? They Stealth Rock again. Yeah, they're just going to re-hazard up. And so that sucks. That rehazard sucks. So look how much damage we don't do to them. Should I rest? I think that I rest and they explosion me, right? Spikes. Oh man, I don't remember if they explode. I feel like they should have exploded. I feel like I do get exploded on here. And it does KO even our bulky Gyarados set, I think. Sleep Talk, Waterfall, Big Deeps, and then do they explode? That's so greedy. Look at all the hazards they're getting though. I'm so scared right now, chat. There's a rest. Yep, and then explode here. That's the greediest explosion I've ever seen in my life. They could have got up. They could have got all those explosions. So here, they got all their hazards back up. I have to send Scizor out here. I have to. Now watch this play. This is where this game's going to start to show that I'm a good player. I soak Spore on Scizor. I let that happen. I let it happen just like this. I wanted to stick that damage there too. So, there's a sleep cause in effect. You only put one Pokemon to sleep. So that means they can't sleep this Blastoise. Which means I will be able to get rid of these rocks. I will be able to get rid of them. We're already on turn 27, guys. I will be able to get rid of these rocks. He goes for a Focus Punch, which is the standard set for Breloom. So, Spore Substitute Leech Seed Focus Punch. That was the set back in the day. And so now, he can't Spore my Cresselia because there's a Sleep Clause. Can't do it. You can Leech Seed me all you want, Chief. But I outspeed you. And I got what I need to succeed. Would Zapdos have Heat Wave? Yes. Zapdos would have Heat Wave because this is Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. So Zapdos would definitely have Heat Wave in this situation. And we kept that Breloom Saw honest with a Psychic there. We switch out. If they had Pursuit, they could have done it, but they're doing Dragon Dance. And so Blissey's coming in hot here. And at this point, they're going to switch to Breloom, I think, soon. Soon, I mean. Do they switch in Breloom here? Because like, we're going to get the T-Tar off the board. Please go away, T-Tar. Let's go. And so Breloom is a good matchup versus Blissey, right? You want that Leech Seed to stick. So at this point, we're just going to fodder our Blissey. At this point, we just throw our Blissey in the garbage. We don't care that you got Leech Seed. We are just going to use Seismitoss every single turn and make it so you can't end this with a sub. As long as you don't end this with a sub, we get to bring in Cresselia. Cresselia can one-shot the Breloom, and remember, you can't use Spore or anything like that. So, like, it's such a good example of, like, how much I still know about Gen 4, I feel. Like, it just feels good. I know I'm just talking myself up a lot, but, like, I was feeling it, you know? And it's these type of playing to your outs, like, these extreme forms of playing to your outs. Like, we're on turn 36. These games last forever. that just feel really good. Like, you can totally go up to full, but you can't do anything to Cresselia. Look at that. Now, remember also what I said about that Zapdos, right? It took that big waterfall early game. It can't deal with Crest now. Right? You can Heat Wave. There's the Heat Wave. Just like you said, Heat Wave right there. And it was Choice Zapdos. It was Scarf Zapdos to be able to do that. Great game. There you go. There you go. That's the answer, you know? That's Pokemon. So, hopefully you liked the little history lesson of Gen 4. Love Gen 4, man. This is probably one of the best formats. I like Gen 5 a lot as well. But you can see that Gen 4 was 3 game-breaking mechanics. Yeah, so the thing is, this is a really, not one-dimensional format, but there's no Dynamax. Yeah, there's no, like, stupid Mega Evolution, whatever. Like, this is just straight balance and outplay. There's no, like, for example, that game with, like, the Heatran that we played, where I was able to, from, where is it? Was it this turn? Heatran got right here, right? No, not that one. Is it this one? No. But anyways, the game with the Heatran where I was able to switch in my Blastoise, soak a Flamethrower, not see leftovers, and know everything about what my opponent was going to do. I knew everything about their whole team. Just from me taking damage showed me a full insight into their whole team. I knew they had a water type in the back. I knew it was a Scarf Heatran, and I knew what they were going to do. I knew how I had to win. Just from me taking damage, knowing my own EV spreads, like that's how you know it's a good format. Do you expect the remakes to go back to this core to play? No Dynamax, no Megas, no gimmicks? I would love that. That would be so amazing. Because, like, this is what Pokemon's supposed to be, in my opinion. Like, correct pivoting, switching, pinning, and things like that. Like, that's what Pokemon's supposed to be. And I'm not even playing stall, you know? I have a lot of recovery moves, but, like, my games are, like, action-packed. I have Dragonets, I have setups, I have good switch-ins. I have a cool team, you know? And I would love to play this team in the Gen 4 remakes. I love this team so much. I've taken it to so many events. The cool thing is, like, even if you, I guess I could show the rest of the replays. It's bulky offense. That's right. It is bulky offense. My whole team is a big bully.